Hey Mitz, you want to help me do a head gasket on a 93 Cherokee? After you got up. Not right now. Hey, stuff. You want to hand me tools while I do a head gasket on a 93 Cherokee? Does that sound like a plan? Can you help me lift the head off so I don't break my back? So, if you haven't figured it out yet, on this episode of Junkyard Jeep, I have to do a head gasket and a timing train on my neighbor's 93 Cherokee, which his son blew the motor apart driving down the road after a radiator hose came off. We got zero compression. I'm hoping it's just a head gasket. I mean, we're like zero on all six. So I'm pretty sure the head bent. Well, this isn't going to be a step-by-step walkthrough on how to do a head gasket and timing chain on a 9-3 Cherokee. This is going to be, will she even run and live again? This is going to be, did the head bend? This is going to be, is the engine blown up forever? So, let's get the head off and see if this thing's even salvageable. Here we go. Okay, so I am thinking battery, then airbox, then hoses, and then power steering and AC, in that order. Oh boy, I had to come up for air. So I watched a bunch of tutorials on this thing before I even attempted this. I'm used to carbureted V8s, like my old hot rods over there. This is a nightmare. You got this short fender, long engine, everything bolts to the side, so all the bolts are like crammed in there. I mean, look how much room there is. I mean, this is just crammed in here. Here is your life hack for the day. Instead of putting all your Cherokee valve cover bolts in a cardboard box that are marked, just leave the bolts on your valve cover. Take your valve cover, put it right here on a box. No cardboard needed. Could probably even do that with the head. And most definitely mark the valve train. We do not want to mix these up. Have metal shavings in the oil filter. Making sure we don't have any dead lifters. Wiped out cam. Okay. Alright. We got our valve matranum organized and labeled. Now we got to get our head-a-boltum. It's like the same head bolts all the way down this side, and then the same head bolts all the way down this side. I'm gonna check to make sure, but I think they're all the same length here, and then all the studs for the wire guard. Had an incredible epiphany. Y'all don't need cardboard for these head bolts. When you pull the head off, couldn't you just technically lift the head up off the motor and just let the bolts dangle in it? Or am I wrong? I know the back one's going to be a problem. They say you have to tape it up or put a hose around it or something to hold it up. But other than that, I'm going to try and just lift the motor out, or lift this off the motor with these in it. We'll see what happens. See if I injure my back or not. Okay, why am I on the road and not working on a blown up, clapped out 94 Cherokee? Well, I made a deal. I'm gonna get all the head bolts out, and that will earn me buy one, get one free iced coffee. It doesn't end there. Then, if you go right around the corner here from Wendy's, there's a Sonic. You know what Sonic has? They got tater tots. Yeah. We got tater tots and Wendy's coffee. And that is gonna cushion the suck of life when doing head gaskets on Cherokees. Stay tuned for a full food review. Okay. So these are not sugar-free. They are like so sweet I can barely drink it. This tastes like straight up Kahlua. If you ever had Kahlua or a White Russian, get one of these, you'll know exactly what I mean. Still pretty good though. All right, I'm in. Coming back out. Fluffy golden brown, nice and crispy. Looks good. Tastes like grease. Tastes like oil. There's a hint of salt. I think their grease is old.
Everyone's burning their grease today.
The grease, the oil tastes just slightly old. Not rancid, but it does taste. You're supposed to change it every day. This tastes like maybe 2 days, 3. Would be my guess. That Sonic was pretty dirty. The other Sonic up Thornydale, way better. The tater tots there were a killer. Everything was better. Sorry, Orange Grove Sonic.
Good job. Ooh, don't fall.
Okay, got all the bolts loose. Turd is ready. Turd is ready to come off. Let's see if we can get this head off with the bolts still in it, including that stubborn little turd back there. Oh great, there's a frickin' wire cable. Well, it would have worked except for there's a wire cable strapped to the head. Great. This piece of crap right here ruined my home run hit. Oh my god, this is heavy. Oh, I can barely lift it. Oh. Look at that. You just pull the head off and all the bolts stay in her. Sweet. Here's my T18 with Chevy V8 adapter that's going in my brown Jeep one of these days. And there's the transfer case. Cylinder wells look excellent. Not a problem there. So what we'll do is check the head. Well, got a lot of buildup. Well, we definitely had water here. So we definitely blew the head here. Why is it some really bad heat marks right here? Boy, I don't know what happened here. We got some really bad heat marks. Of that gap right there. And that's why. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first edition of Junkyard Kitchen. Yeah. Who's hungry? Welcome to the first installment of Junkyard Kitchen. So this buy one get one free Wendy's iced coffee, dude, it is so sugary. I mean, it is basically booze. It is hard liquor. There's so much sugar in this coffee. So I'm gonna show you a trick. If I drank this whole thing, I'd have to go to the hospital. So I figured out a way. This thing has so much sugar. If you put this much of this iced coffee in here and then fill the rest with water, it still tastes like iced coffee. That's how much sugar there is. I put this much coconut water just to keep me sort of more hydrated because it's really hot and humid working on these stupid Jeep cylinder heads. So here we go. And kablooey. Alright, about there. Is that equal part? Maybe just a smidge. That's it. The rest is going to be water. So we got coconut water, near hard liquor, Wendy's iced coffee. I wonder if anyone's ever gotten a DUI from just drinking Wendy's iced coffee through the drive-thru. And then we're going to fill the rest with water, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I swear, dude, you can't even tell that it's been watered down. That's how potent this coffee is. It is super good, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Broski. Alright, here we go. And we're gonna keep going and going. This is painfully slow. This is like inflamed prostate water speed. Okay. There we go. Let's give her a shot. We gotta have our Wendy's lid. It's not legit without the original straw that it came with from the factory. Okay, let's give her a rip. And they're off. Oh my god, it's so good, dude. I can't even tell you. So that's literally 1/4 the sugar and the same awesome flavor. A Junkyard Jeep Kitchen. Man. So we were playing Telestrations. Miss Junkyard Jeep got Demonic Viking. Demonic Viking, yeah! That. And then Mrs. Junkyard Jeep got Mad Scientist. That's pretty rad, man. It's like very Back to the Future. So I don't know how this is even possible, but I wound up having to draw myself. I'm not even on the cards. I'm not on here. But somehow I wound up there. Hey Gunner, are we gonna get this Jeep Cherokee cylinder head over and done with, or what? You about ready to move on to the next project? I am. Well, can't get the valve stem seals for the stupid Cherokee head, so it's clean yard day. They took everything but the TV. Where am I gonna dump this TV? This won't even fit in my garbage bin. Ugh. And these rugs. I don't know where I'm gonna put this stuff. It's gotta go though. And I gotta get this thing cleaned out for my recital. Oh my goodness, I gotta haul a drum set and everything. Seems like lately days off around Junkyard Jeep are getting coffee and fixing up the yard. We gotta get this Cherokee done. I got a 4-speed to put right here. You see this 3-speed? 4-speed is going right here. That's gonna be a monster of a job. All right, well, these are Mondo trashed. Look at that. So we're gonna replace these. I hate these. I like the removable ends. I mean, how can you service this? So yeah, we're gonna fix this right now. Look, it looks like an engine again. I'd even start it for you, but the battery is completely dead. This is the last piece of the puzzle. I think he does want to change all the AC hoses, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. Let's get this done. Okay, this is our first start with coolant in it. I'm scared to death. We need to make sure our head gasket is sealing, our water pump is alive. All good there. Alright. We went from 0 compression to starting and driving. I'm gonna watch the temperature gauge, make sure we got all the coolant in the radiator. Uh-oh, why is there no oil pressure? That's weird. Okay, I don't think the oil pressure gauge, okay, the oil pressure gauge is not working. I know the engine's fine. Okay, we'll have to figure out why that's not working. Okay, it probably needs a little power steering.
Wait, it needs a lot.
I filled it up halfway.
Oh, you did? Oh, just now.
But maybe since we're driving, it might have sucked it all into the...
How's the heat?
Why does it say the brake is... Oh, there we go.
How's the heat?
Okay. I think these are supposed to run at like 210 is normal for these things. Right now it's at like 190. Because I put a 160 thermostat in it, so it shouldn't... It should be okay. Runs okay. I just want to make sure it's not going to overheat. Okay, the engine runs really good. Our battery, I don't know what is going on. We only have like 12 volts in the battery. That's good. And, okay, we are about 200 right now. I think these things normally run about 200. Cherokees run hot. Normal for Cherokee is like 200. Is it dropping yet? I want to see the needle drop, and then I want to check the radiator to see if it sucked a bunch in. Yeah, oh yeah, it went down. Dude, I like this wheel. All right, we put more water in it. When the thermostat opened, she was about half a gallon low. Now she's at 160. Okay, I think we're just waiting for the thermostat to open, but man, it got up to 220. I was like, oh my goodness, what the heck? I just want to make sure, yeah. I think it just needed to pressurize and cycle the thermostat. It's working now, guys. Look at that, 160 for like a mile. And it's hot outside. Oh man, this thing rips. Okay, let's park her. I'll park her in the gravel just in case. All right. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Never did a 4.0 Cherokee head gasket before. All that fuel injection stuff scared the daylights out of me. But it wasn't that bad. The fuel rail you can leave connected. The wires to all the fuel injectors you can leave connected. All that stuff can just set over to the side. There's plenty of room in the wiring to move it over. The head bolts, you can leave the head bolts right in the head and pull the head right off. It's no big deal. Really, the only thing that was a pain was this power steering pump was kind of a pain to get to all the bolts. And the stupid bolts on the underside of the intake, those were a nightmare. There's like 3 bolts on the underside of the intake, And they each took me like 15 minutes each to get them out. Of just laying there sticking my arm way into the abyss of nothingness trying to get them out. But other than that, it wasn't that bad. The head was heavy. Standing over the engine bay and trying to one-hand the head by myself on top of the motor. Do you know what the biggest problem is? There's no dowel pins on the block for the head gasket. There's no dowel pins. So that the head gasket doesn't stay lined up. You got to put the head on the block with the gasket sandwiched in the middle with no dowel pins. I mean, you don't have to line it up perfect. I used 2 head bolts to go through the head and go through the gasket when I set it on, and that kind of centered the gasket at least on the head, and then I could wiggle it onto the block. Oh yeah, loads of fun, but it wasn't that bad. So that's all good and done. So there you have it. It's not that hard. The hardest part was getting valve stem seals that weren't smashed in the mail. That was the hardest part. So, we'll see you on the next episode of Junkyard Jeep. Pet your goats, reseal your head gaskets, work on your chromatic scales for fusion, and we'll smell you on the next episode of Junkyard Bleep.